Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to week 3.5 of ESBN. We've got an exciting week ahead of you with a lot of content, so stay tuned.
What's up, folks? I'm Damage, and we're going to go straight to our plays of the week. So we first have Devo versus Cyber. So Devo and Cyber was a close game, but it was a 2-0 in Cyber's favor, and it looked bleak to start, with both turn ones not going in Cyber's favor, with an Oko on Cinderace and Lando T respectively, two of his biggest heavy hitters. But due to some smart plays and some questionable plays by Devo, to say the least, Cyber was able to get back into both games, and with a little help from Registeel, clutch up.
Yo, you could say Reggie Steele is the closer, you know what I'm saying? He was also Craig Kimbrell, the closer. Yo, I gotta say though, Devo, I had to give you a handicap. Both games, I had to let my first Pokemon die instantly, and they were my big sweepers. I had to give you a little bit of a boost, you know what I'm saying?
I think maybe Devo just went easy on you and wanted to give you a little moral victory, but if you guys fight in playoffs, I'd like to see if Devo could play a little better.
Yeah, I think our playoff match is gonna be an insane one, that's for sure. Our next play of the week goes to Pixie versus Tzim. So it's obvious that this man is sponsored by Jeff Bezos himself because Pixie's rocket ship is absolutely insane. It did so much for him week 3 against Tzim.
My biggest takeaway has to be the Alolan Marowak with the Blizzard tech. Now, it did not come that clutch, considering I missed in the biggest moment, but I am curious how Marowak learned such a technique. Now, we were able to get an interview with Raymond this week, so here was our interview with him.
So
Right.
today, I am here with the owner of the Aether Paradise Alchemies, Pixie, otherwise known as Raymond. How are you?
Hi. I'm great. How are you?
So, our first question is about this interesting play right here. Were you
Okay.
nervous after losing Hetrine so early, or were you just confident that Celesteela was just gonna roll?
I actually was a bit nervous because I put a lot of stake into being able to outspeed with the Trick Room because that's what I was doing, obviously. But clearly it didn't matter that much because Celesteal is kind of a powerhouse.
Yeah,
So,
Celesteela is kind of
So,
insane.
so during this turn, were you scared of the Lando and Urshifu, or did you think you had the advantage?
um, I wasn't too worried. I knew for a fact. Well, once that happened, I was a little bit worried, but I knew that they couldn't really like do anything to me. I knew for a fact that Pooh Shiesty would not be able to deal with my big damage dealer, and I was scared of having an electric move on Walkie Slush, which of course did happen. But I knew she'd be able to take it, and so yeah, I was pretty confident when they came out.
So, about the Marowak Celesteela combo, you gotta admit it put in a lot of work, especially with the Earthquake,
Oh,
because then it doesn't affect,
absolutely.
and you have the Lightning Rod. So, how'd you come across that combo?
Um, it was mostly ironically, when I was trying to plan for Spencer. Um, I was looking through my Pokemon and I saw the Lightning Rod, and I knew Spencer's probably going to use Thundurus mainly, so I had to do that as like a sort of redirection. And as I was looking at Teasim's team, I saw Tapu Koko, and obviously it's like a guaranteed that he'd be like brought to the match. So I figured Marowak just out there would like negate almost anything that anyone could do to Celesteela unless they have like a surprise fire move.
So this was your first win, Raymond, a huge one at that. Do you think you're gonna
Yeah.
start snowballing wins after your rocky start, or how do you feel?
I don't know about a slow ball per se or a snowball, but I'm definitely feeling a lot more confident now. After my first two matches, I was a little bit nervous for what was to come, but I'm glad I was able to bring it back for this one.
All right. So, how do you feel about next week's matchup against J Dog? Are you feeling confident?
No, I'm gonna be honest. Uh, every time I play J Dog, he's kind of rolled me. So hopefully it won't be so bad this time around.
Raymond, so this is your third year in the league. Which team is
Mhm.
your favorite, and how do you feel about this year's team specifically?
Um, I think the last season's team was probably my favorite. I love Primarina so much, but this season is definitely gonna be like a big contender for that. I just started to like really like adore. I don't know if that's like a bit of a dramatic overstatement, but I really like Celesteela and I really like Persian and Marowak and everything. And they're definitely starting to become some of my favorites, if like not my favorite Pokemon in general.
So next up is Robbie versus Joel. And Joel, he throws out Moltres Galar, okay? This Pokemon is absolutely insane, almost unstoppable. Literally, nothing can stop Moltres Galar. It's so strong, especially with the weakness policy and everything. It's really just unbeatable. Psych! Out of nowhere, Robbie has literally such a good counter for it, and his Reggie Rock just puts in absolute work, destroying the Joel's Moltres. And Regirock wasn't the only rock type to pop off either, as when Joel switched up his strategy, he put it all on Rhyperior to beat Robbie, and he absolutely popped off, getting so many KOs. And I assure you that this did not go unnoticed. Our very own Shellshock, while he's not here today, was ecstatic from home, watching with wide eyes as he was so happy to see Shellshock just absolutely roll another person in this league, getting #1 on the KD list. And also, okay, we have to talk about this play because wow, this play was crazy. So we've seen Joel in the past throw out ally switches with his Dusclops, okay? So some people are scared of it. But Robbie must have ally switched his brain out of his head because he attacked the wrong Pokemon twice in a row and just completely threw the game because of it. Robbie, I'm sorry, but it was a bad play, man. It was a really bad play.
Now, I don't want to go too hard on my man's Robbie Rabs, but there was another questionable play that comes to mind when, out of nowhere, the Rotom Wash gets a turn 1 Wake, which could have been a crucial play for him to throw off a Max Water and Rhyperior. But Robbie unexpectedly decides to max guard and protect himself while Joel sets up Trick Room, which was one of the biggest misplays I've seen in quite a bit. So, Robbie, you had a good start, but you were not able to finish the job, and Joel took home the dub.
So then next up, it was Damage versus Teasim, okay? And Teasim won game one. And it was actually like not a very close game one. Teasim played really well, took game one. And then game two, it was shaping up to be the same thing. It looked like Teasim was about to get a 2-0, but Spencer in the back has Arcanine, okay? And Arcanine had some crazy clutches against Teasim. He was able to snarl the Urshifu and the Latias, which just completely made the Latias useless, and he was able to clutch it up even in a 1v2. And then, even later on in game 3, the Arcanine again was in the same situation, a 1v2, and what does he do? He clutches up. The Arcanine was just a huge anchor for Spencer's team, and it allowed him to get the dub. So, as you all know, there's a new substance ravaging the young population in our nation, and one individual we all know and love very well, Tyler Zimmerman, has become a victim to this substance. If you didn't know the name, it's Walkie Slush, and every day, Teasim falls deeper and deeper into its clutches. I'm afraid we're going to lose him soon, so please, send all the money you can to SaveTeasim.com and save a life today. He needs it. And for our last segment, we have the power rankings. Now, if you pay close attention to the top 2 spots, it's got to be me and Spencer because we work for ESBN. We make these lists, so we deserve the top 2 spots.
Now, our biggest droppers for this week are the Windy City Whimsicots and the Pooh Shiesty's Revenge. Now, Joel caught a big loss to Mao this week. Some would call it a beatdown, which obviously took a toll on his ranking. And Teasim off the Walkie Slush has been struggling to get a win. Ever since his short game, he's gone 0-2 with a tough loss to me last week.
And for our biggest risers, we have the Chicago White Swadloons and the Aether Paradise Alcremies. Now, the Alcremies, with the help of a lead from Raymond, took out J-Dog, and that is a huge win. First time he's beat J-Dog, but it was a huge win, and now he's moving up 6 spots. He was down from 12 to now number 6, projected to make playoffs. And then also, if you go to Malfever, I mean, hey, Spencer called at the beginning of the year he was going to be a dark horse, and now he's number 3rd on the rankings, possibly going to even go higher. I mean, who knows where this guy's going? All I know is that when me and him play week 11, it's going to be a big week.
And finally, we have the Strides and Sableyes, who, at 2-2 are clearly out of it. No way J-Dog, our commissioner, can come back from this deficit. A huge loss to Raymond. I don't know. I'm just not high on J-Dog this year, and I think it's over for him.
So that wraps up week 3.5 video and the power rankings, and we hope to see you again next week. As we said, we're going to start getting more consistent, so stay tuned.
Oh man.
So
Robbie
that
took a
wrapped.
feud. Oh my bad. My
Okay.
bad.
So
My
that wrap.
bad.
So,